bedine ebeboa na se be mfasode e dia matemamfo Ononyafo asenso boacheka ne ono na ye osofo hwe eye kwantempon ensem eso wose fotosamfo akontabu ode ba yese wono maban dada kokwaji lu so ba besi so amita chinchino ase wankyeremu ye ensem nyina ene ode ebaye Sanso ena yabeko asante achim obogu hiane obrifentemfrem beko akotwetwe nkomo enrawia ena kwanhia esi ye wo atwede ena afensu dwaso ekwan ni mfimfi honomo adehye ni nyina no woka na ene emunipa beyese edunsia ahwere wonom nkwa na wo mu nyina efiri asante achim obogu yabeko ho ayiye kase bi apiem ewo honomo Addition sempi ka ho na matana se na nwumre ade ebro se nonum ane fakase ena se nkoma kobna usuadumi wo boma chidom sa enso na ko abefuntinta fidin so edem live e wo Facebook e Pent Radio 100.1 FM se ke okay na dama na otita clinical room hono mo a wo streaming nyina live ede emayen ena se a e wo kase mu ye tabiri ama e yo ohenere spices ena fenso ohenere non dairy se wonom abeso ya sensika fam se wote ye nka ba bibia wo na ye ohenere na dama ene e wose ni je beba fie na efiri aduane nso be dede a na efiri ohenere spices nti ya ma ohenere entena ofie emane empa ho no moda adehye yanyi aboafo enkra totiawa yare kase ni chiremu ebeto awoso
Midofo a minnim ho agro na say die waduane ni da no ayesronko
anyo mura ohenere spices abafi aduane de ayesronko ohenere chicken seasoning so wototo wochi ana woye akokko nam ho bibia fakakra sum
froye no
ohenere odewo
fried rice no kra die
ohenere fried rice seasoning e ma me fridge frede aponchin kakra no me de ohenere go seasoning na ye asam na senira ohenere seasoning powder ya woni beef shrimp noodles any de keke ka ho anusu de aduane ne hwam ne meden ubedie dibium enti obapa ohenere spices abama yen aduane no aye de efise ne die ne nso aye de
ohenere spices dey
ewudwa hodromu etufon for 020 780 5398 and 0244 525908 FDA agi edwedien kratoi atum
Memo akwa ba bakase ni mo afeye mo wramu ni emfa ensam no ni nchiremu emro Chairman of the Church of Pentecost Apostle Eric Nyameche akasa se nyamesum ewohwei etise baton mirika okwa na wonsonso ode baton no ode duana kwakoma obifoforo no nonsonso atoaso enu ti nyamesum ohwei enye mirika yetu ni ewie na yenhwe ese sa baton na ye kɔ ne ye beko ne ye pa na ya yere ye ho na ye handi over sunsu ye sede be ya baton ne emfrinto wose yetimi ede ye nyamesum ne ye gidie ne ye de ema enchinima enu ti ede be ma enchinima e wasi esi fapem no nsie na fapem no eyeden Apostle Eric Nyameche.
Today Paul is not here. We are all running our race. Now if that is the case, then we must learn how to hand over the baton and hand it well to the succeeding generation. And trust reliable people who will also teach others. Because the church of God should be built to last. Leaders of churches. And of course, all of us should be careful how we build the church in any generation. Because we are building against tomorrow. To serve the succeeding generation. Brothers and sisters, we should be careful that our Asia Minors do not become the backyard of other faith again. No, our Asia Minor must be held for Christ.
we apostle Eric Nyameche wasi yenhwe se yemma ye nananom enchirima edi achi eba no wonum gidie ne enkoye gidie foforo anasa foforo bi egidie omampani mahama ene wono ena akasa ama ye Africa dialogue wobie ano na wobie ano no ena wode to wonum anim ese wonum enhwese yebema kroye ene nkabomu aba abibrem yentem na afenso akandifo wonum ewo abibrem ha no monhwese na mo bia wonum etuo no ebe mfasode ede ama manfo ne titiru ene mabun wose ene asemabunu no agidie ni arehyimu awowo ewo amanyokuo mu anasa amanyofuo no kwa ena ekofom eni tiwo so betimi etuo na mo a eno be mfasode na aboa enchirima woni nseme etudwa ebra wo bia eye 13th high level dialogue ano ewo enkran omampani mahama.
Ghana has always stood at the forefront of the struggle for African dignity, unity, and self-determination. We believe that unity is our historical imperative and our most effective instrument for achieving justice and prosperity. The Ghanaian people remain committed to building a continent where no one is left behind and every voice is heard and valued. Yet, we must be honest. This dialogue cannot afford to become another ceremonial event filled with lofty speeches but void of action. Our citizens are watching and waiting. Our young people comprise the majority of our population and are growing increasingly impatient. They are not asking for charity, they demand fairness, they demand opportunity and a stake in our continent's future. Civil society is mobilized, our diaspora is engaged, and our institutions, though still evolving, are increasingly bold and ready to deliver. We must rise to the occasion, not with rhetoric, but with clear action. In that spirit, allow me to place before you two urgent recommendations. And the first is I wish to commend the African Union Executive Council for extending the theme of the year on reparations to a decade.
We omampani John Dramani Mahama we jumadia no 13th high level dialogue on democracy, human rights and governance. I call so ewo enkran na omai oswafo hwe yamano ne ensem eso no for samo okujato ablakwa wono so de ensem no bi episo a na wosre kandifo ise wonum enhwese wobema omanfo fa ahudie enwo hia omnemo enya kwanya se obi akwanya adabi enkonkoye fa ahudie na fenso enye nkabomu wonum enhwese anamo wonum so betuo no eno so beboa timamufo anase omanfo nemum enye wonum ankasankasa wonum eho.
We aspire for this conference to go beyond conventional dialogue. May it provide a distinguished platform for the exchange of innovative ideas, facilitate open and sincere discussions, and cultivate a collective commitment to nurturing an African continent where rights are respected, voices are heard, justice is upheld, the democratic dividend is consciously harnessed, and opportunities are created for the many and not the few. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, we must do this mindful of the global backdrop where efforts to address such matters in international circles have often been hampered by a lack of political will, moral courage, and oftentimes outright resistance by our detractors.
Enu Ghana swafo a wono ehwama no ne ensam so no nyafo Samuel okujato ablakwa ne na wotiye no. Kane fotosanfo na se kane swafo a wo hwe omaisi kasem eso aye ononyamfo Dr. Mohammed Amin Adams wono nsene sentrofo akasa ne ne dia aye sentrofo nhia mu ba ko enimienu ende keka ho na ono ne nkasa mu no wo chese kwanya omai fotosanfo wonam so na fenso aban wonam so na asa wonam afom kwan entikrampo wo so wonam ankasa kro wotu wo ho ade so kra ansa na Ghana fo asoa wonam no ade agu wonam eso wo se enesɛn wo hwe fotosanfo yi na nsɛm obekin kan na ko mabon sɛ obekan ye efiri de hyase ede ba de tosumienu a wo se IMF program Ghana ye de ensa hyase no kyerɛ sɛ enise aban emasika na sɛ aban eyi sika emeyede bo eye dwadie bi ho bra nanso besi ne gold board Ghana gold board yi fotosanfo sika otwade ma wontimi fama wo mo Bank of Ghana and the HSC can was sign ADB so a year gold board ase. Nanso beto na gold board no crampo no reserve I woni ebi ma meka ho enunti was say omafo te sanfo no kro otuni ho ade so.
Risk in the economy by the actions of the minister and is not prepared to follow the complacent path taken by the finance minister. This is why they haven't brought their rate down. They are currently having an MPC meeting, and we hope that they will use that opportunity to align monetary policy with fiscal policy. In fact, even with all the noise they made about the gold board, including pushing the gold board bill through a certificate of urgency, as I said earlier, the minister has not released a cent out of the $279 million that he allocated as revolving fund for the gold board. Currently, the Bank of Ghana has been pre-financing the gold purchases. And this is a clear case of monetary financing. This is monetary finance.
Nene ena wote ye no. Ene wono aso na yem rahye bi ni mo manfo a wonom ewo karaga abato empesua eso. Ma memfa wo ento asoe na kane soafo a wono so no yo soafo abedi ekire de ma asoe ya ehwe atentene ne eso Attorney General Mr. Deputy Attorney General Odonyanfo Alfred Tua Yeboa wo se enra Omai Oswafo no na hwe atentene na eso Mr. Attorney General and Minister for Justice na mo a wotu no kwasem otwa esabone pa na ede ato ho no mo wo se esabone a wotwa na ene se wo hwe se ene osi oru akobnadofo nisika afa ne nsase ana se de ntia ya tabiri na kogina se ne bia ese Ghana sika wo mra metua na ene Attorney General chese watimi agimo ho mchiche modusia afei court na yede no ko ye no krampo ni yenhede ni nyina so akase bia no kwasem se esabone pa na yetwa wose ene wono mo sonso a ebedi oman sika wo china bi ni wo mo nso edi bia edi obakogina court na beka se ene oman kramokramu ni nyina so bia ntie de sika no krampo yenya bi entua mawo enya sa nso a wo china bi no obi kodi sika obehye da awia no de akoye na de owi obetua 60% na chese 40 no wo de awasta na siremu na se wo de abona taso wose we nyina eyesabone bia yetwa ede ato ho no mo we eye ononyanfo Alfred Tua Yeboa.
Na minister clean up na Bank of Ghana yeah no first institutions na yeah microfinance instant loan any bank no almost 400 of them yeah they are prepared doctors some of them maybe to be more pendia enyan court because now the idea is it take one after the other because it take time so president yes I told you that step yes we try to also 50% also jawo no and then just a case the court in answer no omuntu nyina any take advantage of it na say kaboma we are talking about billions of Ghana cedis and no saka so this a case na the court no na hodi eni dunia why na ya chi no na ya e charges atone so no be ka say ade anyi no ko ka say no kra na so be ja kin be different so every single offense or the boy accused person be no contestable there e hia ni so be nya dance ya obi to prove case na mu se wo ka say offense the boy mo no is offense you to improve a case akregina so to prove any of them to prove over 400 case akane dia 2% o muntua o me ka say na say go say kwa mu ni case die ntwa ka pe ema mo nya na e de asem kese na every no nya to ja enya Pent Radio. In case you say quite fast, so Emma investigators, you could for any all other promote take part investigation. You more yeah, idea and I was think a case be a trust. Yen trust, yen can trust boy. I think a different scout not refund. Come refund at least 2 amount. No, if some guys be job one at the job.
Eno kane Deputy Attorney General ononyanfo Alfred Tua Yeboa nene ena yete no mame for emonram na ene NPP amanyuku no officially mra kwan so amamra kwan so wonum abie nomination form sene obi bia opese wonsonso wugina na opre amanyuku no Frank Tubre no obetimi akofa won krata wonum abie mo pe na kane General Secretary mechire ononyanfo kwabena Japan wono yi niti anaso ba bonten ebekire se wono ogina pa wo begina na ononyamfo kwabena Japan ene centralfo enka se mu no wo kire se amanyosem wo hoi se wunni abadaye enisa obam amanyosem abadaye na wono anka se wadi hia da wabre pa ne papa eja ne hon mo entem nti wono se wobi ebra wonim se nipa ne bre sabre bra ewo se ehuno se wono ene betimi etiga na fosu frɛ anase ne so ena ene pa be free aba enu ti ewo se NPP amanyuku no wono ehuno no to apa edemano.
The very essence of governance, any politics, the welfare of the society.
nti wo ba ye beye bibi e de aboa especially wo mo ni bi e bi a me background bra me brain nti me papa wo ntem nse mu nyina mu ni ma I don't want to go through that nti ye two year free rage and e te dada mo na afi se me ko pechi nurse bi nchen wo kolebu one room madam for the dem ko tran nchen na nye easy ono so na national service otema ti anopa wa mpe hit di hit kakra na ko ache se me twen na nwumre na yakopa aduane adi nti when I see somebody who or say come dinner come at me denti me feel if you don't have empathy dear friend said tim Nibia and yes obey politics so wonam kwan ho na ho se wonu aba eso ade ahwede wo hwa ahwede na because new 150 cities na wie na ho se na say ensiwakoma then you don't need to be around politics. I think so right now say a new Ghanaian, a new politician. We need to recalibrate our thinking. Yamasika fine to say we are BBI isika.
Na ena ononyamfo kwabena Japan kire se amamwo ne de wonum MPPC ekaka na bakosema wo se yetimi boy ensem de mo mpa esanse ebra na asrafo edi oman so na obi ampontimi sori mo wano wonum enetimi esori ye enu nti wonum ayebi na bandada etwemu na wonum ye de obetimi bia na so aseganafo ani anso anase ebi ankoyie ama ganafo ganafo na setenemu eden en na kan bi ema yeto aba editi a omonti ebra so wonum empa eye ganafo echewo na fe wonka wo ho emom woto aba na nipa obedi nkunim no ese wotu franka no wo nyina internechi.
Intermediate, I'm steadfast. I believe this party has been good for Ghana. Democracy, cheap. MPP 4 best, omukonye and sana. PNDC accept say and samra back. Nti neck mem ke bi atintima. Ghana for say omuda MPP ase. E kan pa na abane say. It will be good for the country. Yes, we have to acknowledge that the last term there was a lot of suffering. Our supporters, the general Ghanaian, we have to acknowledge that near the chopper who say nyema nkoya yesre wo party de edise wabusia na say edise wo nan oba say bi oja ne nan agusu wontibi ntwa and despite all the disappointments we all have to rally together ni who say osono no na yesom me de osono e na mesom. And so I've worked with all the flag bearers of our party from Eduboahin, Kufo, recently Dr. Baumia. Last election say me kobi manya no a etu abawi a ono nyae man kase me ya and say of course there was a lot of complaints and it was some of them were justifiable complaints but politics there smooth. So I decided say that is how patriots should behave.
Ani awoti ye kane church for penny edema NPP amanyuko no engineer kwabena aje Japan nene na yete no adehye yedikan ebomamane efri awia ye kase enim ese enra awia na eya kwanhia bi esiye ewo asante achem atwede na fensu dwa so emfimfin honomo ma ka ba ko de emu nipa